Hello everyone, I am here today to talk about a subject that is really close to my heart because we've all seen some really trying times in the last 1 year since the pandemic, and it's really been a tough ride for a lot of people, including me. I remember a year ago when the pandemic was announced, I was in a really bad place because I was like, wow, is it even worth it? I mean, it's so hard to even think about the future in a circumstance like this. So I found it very tough. I kept looking for answers online, and I eventually did find an answer. So I hope, even if there's one person who can benefit from you, who feels they could take away something, I think my purpose would have been served. And this is for all those people who are struggling, who are depressed, who are sad. Please understand you're not alone. We're all in this together, and we will get out. And it's just a matter of time. So first and foremost, what really did help me was that I started exercising, and the moment I started exercising, I feel a whole lot better. I mean, I cannot tell you the tremendous benefit that exercise has on your mind. It releases the happy hormones, it makes you feel better, it makes you feel better about your body. And I remember before this, I always used to think that you have to go outside to the gym to lose weight, and you cannot do much at home. What can you really do? And then I went through some amazing online apps that offer you free, I mean not free really, but classes online, and not for a very costly price or whatsoever. So I started doing Zumba, I started doing my walking workouts, I started doing dance workouts, and I that app also has a trainer for you, it also has a nutritionist for you. So I have lost 10 kgs, and I'm really proud because I never thought you could lose weight at home. So in the last 1 year it's been a revolution. I still have a long way to go, but I'm happy that I did lose weight, and it has helped me feel better emotionally as well. So exercise, please exercise, do not skip that one. I remember when I never used to exercise before this, I used to feel really low and very lonely in my, there were times when I would just break down, but the moment I started exercising, then the very next hour I started feeling better. So it's really helped me, and I hope you do. I mean, exercise for an hour, even if it's half an hour, just exercise and you'll feel better every day. Just try to do it every single day. Keep moving, so at the end of the day, the state of our mind is actually decided by the energy we have, and so we should constantly keep moving. So please do exercise. It's of huge, tremendous benefit. Secondly, one of the foremost things that has helped me is that I have decided to surround myself with positive people. It is so important to be around positive people who will encourage you, who will motivate you, who will tell you to believe in yourself, who will tell you that no matter what, you will get out of this situation. So I remember I was going through a very tough time emotionally. My personal life was in a mess, my professional life was in a mess, and I felt like I don't know if it's even worth it. But then I found amazing positive people online, and who have motivated me, who have encouraged me along the way. I in fact found them on Instagram. I went about looking for, I used to keep praying that, I wish the universe, makes me meet people who are positive minded, because I realized I was surrounded by a lot of negative people. And when you are surrounded by negative people, trust me, your mind plays havoc. It's so important to have positive people around who will fill into your cups. You will fill into them, they will fill into you, and it's like a nice loop altogether. So positivity is huge, and always underestimate. And now that I've made it a point to cut off people who are negative, who keep complaining, who keep cribbing all the time, who are always cursing here and onto situations and the rest. I've made it a point to not be around such people, and it's been of huge benefit. So yes, have positive people around you. That's my second mantra. Third, I think journaling, the power of journaling is huge. It is intense, and it has a huge impact on your mental well-being. So every day, most of the days, whenever I felt these huge rush of emotions in my in my body, in my mind, I would just sit down and write, and it brings out a lot of a lot of emotions outside. So please journal, pour your feelings out. If you want to stare it and just throw it so that no one sees it, or just flash it down, whatever suits you, or burn the paper on which you're writing. But please, please write on your feelings whenever you feel low, or even when you're feeling happy. In fact, I have made it a point to start journaling and note down all the good things I've learned in this pandemic, and I made a separate book for it. And that is to just remind myself, if there's this situation I'm facing, how will I handle it? Because those are the very times when I've learned how to handle those difficult moments and what's helped me. So I can always, even in the future, if I go ahead in life, if there's ever a moment I feel really, really tense and hopeless, I know I will go back to those notes and follow what's written, and I'm sure I'll come out of my tough times. So, and also journaling is like a legacy that you leave behind for people. I think it really, really, will help people know. I mean, when you're not there, like when you're old and you're gone, after you say you're 80, 90, you're gone, you help people know, okay, this is who she was. You remember, Annie Frank was one of those people whose words still impact us today. So you never know, you might be the next Annie Frank. Who knows? I mean, really. So yes, please journal. I mean, journal, pour your feelings out. It will help you intensely. It's like dumping your thoughts on a piece of paper, and write as much as you want till you feel lighter. So yes, after journaling, what has helped me is writing a gratitude list and also being thankful for whatever I have. Human minds are pre-conditioned to, kind of always be in the state of fear and anxiety. I mean, that's in our nature. It's one of our survival mechanisms, fear that we kind of always have in our heads. So, just break that loop. Be thankful for whatever you have in your life. It could be a roof over your head, the food that you eat, the amazing person that you are. Imagine, there are how many people like you in this world. You bring your own gift to the world, and there's no one like you. So thank the universe or God or whosoever it is in your book of journaling, and write down 5 things, at least like 5 things every day that you're thankful for. That really, really does help you a great deal in dealing with your emotions. It brings you in a more positive frame of mind. So I was thankful for the food I ate. I was thankful for such wonderful parents I had. I was thankful for an amazing family. I was thankful for the house that I lived in. I was thankful for all the education I had got so far. I was thankful for an amazing new career opportunity I had got. So learn to be thankful. It will shift your perspective, bring you in a better state of life. So that really, really did help me. After this, what helped me next was meditation. It's so important to meditate. I realize now. I wish I had learned this like 10 years ago when I was in college and I was just stepping out into the corporate world, and life would have been so much more simpler. I wish I had started my day with meditation. It makes a huge, huge difference. So it's as simple as breathing in and breathing out. So you don't have to say it. I mean, you can say that in your mind. So just say it in your mind that you breathe in and you breathe out, and while doing it, and just be conscious of the present moment. Just remove all the other thoughts. Just concentrate on the present moment. This could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just, it's like disciplining your mind to focus not on the past, not on the future, but just on the present. And trust me, it grounds you. This whole practice of meditation really does ground you. I never realized its benefit until last year, and now I feel so much lighter whenever I meditate. In fact, there are times I wake up so groggy and I'm so tired, and I meditate and I feel fresh as hell. So if you want to know the benefits of meditation, it increases your productivity and makes you controls your emotions in a huge way, and the rest you can of course Google. You'll find out the immense benefits of meditation. Also, one thing that I have made a conscious choice of in the last 1 year, because I remember 2 months ago India was going through a really tough time in the pandemic, because we suddenly became this country which was worst affected by the coronavirus, and I used to see the news online, YouTube, on news channels, and there was just so much of chaos and sadness and lack of oxygen concentrators everywhere. And I realized, this I felt at the time, I felt, oh, is this world actually coming to an end? And then I realized I need to filter what I'm putting inside my mind. So I made a conscious choice not to go online to watch the news, particularly maybe news that is not related to the pandemic. Of course, basics, of course, okay, these are the numbers and the rest, but not to go deep, because I started going deep. I saw how people were suffering, how they were outside hospitals and they couldn't find beds, and how people were just dying. And I realized, no, it's not going to work for me, because I felt really low emotionally. So be careful of what you feed into your mind. I have made a conscious choice not to feed news till this gets over, to not consume so much of negativity through news into my brain. I might as well use all that energy in doing something positive out of my life. I know it's tough out there, but this is what has helped me keep myself emotionally sane. And let me tell you, I have not stepped out of my house for the last 1 year. It's been very, very tough, because of course I have elderly parents at home, and I don't want to kind of do things that might jeopardize the situation. So I made a conscious choice not to leave, but being at home. I mean, my friends tell me, how do you manage staying at home? They've been traveling all over. Of course, a lot of them have been infected. I then realize it's better to stay at home than go through all of that. So yes, that helped. And learn a new skill and a hobby. It's so helpful. I remember I used to never like cooking before the pandemic arrived. Once the pandemic arrived, I started cooking every day because I was missing my favorite food. I would mostly eat outside before that. I was like, I'm craving my favorite food. So I started cooking at home, and I learned such amazing cooking skills. I started cooking all fancy dishes like butter chicken at home, some amazing biryani, and I've started liking how to cook. It's a huge stress buster for me. So pick up a hobby. I know for a fact that after this I want to learn arts. That's a new hobby that I want to take, and I've slowly started working on it. So yes, a hobby, it could be anything, whatever interests you, go ahead, pick it up. It could even be as simple as coloring, coloring is so therapeutic, I feel. So that's there. And please read. Make it a point to read every day, even if it's for half an hour or 15 minutes. Reading really helps. I mean, I try to read for at least an hour, and on days when I read, I feel so much better. It opens up your mind. It opens up the vision of your mind. It brings to you a whole different world, and which I think you otherwise do not get. It takes you into a nice imaginative journey, and that really does help you to stay mentally fit. I think it always does, and you learn so much in the process. I think life is a constant journey of learning, and the day we stop learning, that's one of the biggest takeaways. The day we stop learning, that's the day when it all kind of just starts going down. So you just make it a point to read, even if it is 10 pages. Please read it. It makes a huge difference on your life. And what else helped me? I think I have covered more or less what really helped me. You can of course listen to great music. Like for instance, I have started, music really helps. I read in one of the lives of one of my friends who interviewed this person with bipolar, and he asked her, how do you kind of manage, how do you stay happy? Because she's on medication, and she's been on medication since she was a teenager, and now she's 45. And she said, a lot of things, like for instance, journaling, gratitude, helped her. But another thing that really did help her was gospel music. That's when I realized, yes, and from that day I started listening to gospel music, and I saw the effect it had on me. I felt whole lots. So on days when I feel really sad, I'll go on YouTube, look for gospel music or songs that just motivate me, and whenever I do that, I feel so much better. So please listen to good uplifting music. Try to avoid music that makes you cry, because I think it will seep you down further, that dark hole, that rabbit hole. So just listen to uplifting and upbeat songs, and that would really. So music is a huge way to keep your spirits high, your mood in a great state. So that is a latest discovery. So gospel music, if you kind of want to give it a shot, please do try. You'll love it. Also, please wake up every day, even if you're at home, and dress up. Dressing up is energy. This was told to me by one of my very good well-wishers, and I'm so thankful to him because he's changed my perspective on life in a completely different direction. And he kept telling me, dress up every day. So for the last 1 year, I hadn't dressed up. I was at home, and as a result, I used to feel really low because I was like, I have so many clothes lying in my room, and what about them? What about all the stuff I had bought? So there's no motivation to get up. You're just in your pajamas, you're in your shorts, you're in your t-shirts and God knows what. Please don't do that. Get up, dress up, you will feel better about yourself, and then greet your day. Always be ready to greet your day, and you will see the difference. Try doing it for a week, you will see the difference, and you will feel so much better emotionally. So dressing up is energy at the end of the day. So please do dress up. It plays a huge role in helping you feel better about yourself, and the moment you feel better about yourself, obviously you will feel better emotionally, and life will seem a whole lot better. So yes, now I make it a point to dress up every day, even if I'm at home, and it's one of the reasons that brings a smile on my face. It makes me motivated, so I feel like I'm going to work every day. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm at home. When I dress up, I feel like, okay, so I have something to look forward to. Let me work like I would when I work in office, or say if I go to college or whatsoever. I feel like that person. It's made a huge impact on me. And interestingly, I'll tell you something else. So my mom, this energy at the end of the day, dressing up, the way you feel about yourself. So my mother, after seeing me, she also earlier would just dress up at home, but after she'd seen me, she's also started dressing up every day. And I'm so happy. This energy is transferable. It truly is. I never knew it. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm thankful to that friend of mine who told me about it. Words will never be enough to thank you, because a lot of what I've learned in this video that I'm talking about has been because of the friend and of course somebody else. So yes, please dress up, wake up every day, tell yourself, hello, that's you, you look beautiful today. So just do that and you'll feel a whole lot better. That is guaranteed. Let me know how you felt after a week of dressing up at home. Also, try to be a part of a spiritual community who will always be there for you, because that helped me. I'm part of this amazing community of practitioners. I've taken up Buddhism in the last 1 year, and it's helped me so much. So this community always keeps checking up on me, every other day, and to just make sure we're all fine. And it's just not me; they check up on each and every member. And I remember I used to feel really lonely before that, but now I feel so much better. I know there are people there for me, and it really impacts you. It really does. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the organization that I'm talking about. Please go ahead and be a part of some spiritual community, and it will really bring a huge support network, and try to be a part of a community that's always going to be there for you, who will listen to you, who will give you good advice. So they always give me advice. Whenever I'm struggling, I kind of reach out to them, and they always give me advice. Whenever I'm facing tough times in my life, they're always there. So they've guided me through some of the toughest moments. So I'm very thankful for them, and it's helped me. So try implementing this in your life, and trust me, it really does work. Coming from a person who wasn't as spiritual before, so it really does matter. So yes, spirituality again is a great way to help you feel better, a bit sane, a bit lighter, a bit so much more. You will realize after a period of time the kind of benefits it has. So yes, please sign up for a great community that will be there for you. So yes, all these things have helped me, and yeah, I think in the end, what will help you really come out of this state is serving people. The moment you help somebody else, the moment you go ahead and bring them into a state of positivity when they're going through a lot of tough emotions in their life, when they're depressed, when they're sad. When you lend them a helping hand, it really helps you feel better. Trust me. I have realized, turn your pain into purpose. This was something a really good friend of mine and a well-wisher told me. He's like, use your pain to just turn it into your purpose. And I agree. The moment I started doing that, I felt a whole lot better. I found a vision for my life. I knew this is what I want to do. I want to help people who are who were in a state like me, or still are in a really bad state like me, who kind of feel sad, who feel lonely, who feel really depressed. I realized I want to help them because I remembered I was struggling, and it took me a whole lot of courage to come out of it. And I don't want to be that person that if someone calls you when they're going through tough times, I don't want to be that person who hangs up the phone on them. I don't want to be the person who ignores their call. I want to be the person to listen to them, because trust me, just listening to somebody, just talking is really healing. So have those people around you can call. I have had friends whom I could call at 2 in the night, and they were always there. No matter where they were, they knew I was going through a tough time in my life, and they always attended my call, asked me what happened. I mean, they'll find out what's happening, just make the person speak. That really helps. And so you don't need to have a whole group, even 1 or 2 people who will, like 2-3 people who will really be there to listen to you, who will be there to support you, who will tell you that it's all right, we're all humans, and we all go through these emotions, it's fine. So I've realized that life is going to be like a roller coaster ride, and there will be ups and downs and ups and downs. And the weird part is we are prepared for the ups, but we are not prepared for the downs. When we reach the high moments, we kind of feel, oh, this is how life is going to be. But no, there are going to be some really low moments too, and we should be prepared for that. So please embrace those moments, and realize if you're at the bottom, there will come a time when you will zoom up. So that's very imperative to remember. Always remember, it's okay to cry at times. We're humans at the end of the day. Crying is a way of releasing your emotional hurt. It's not always physical pain that you can always touch. There are a lot of emotional wounds also. So if you feel like crying during such times, cry. Let your emotions out. And that doesn't make you a weak person. It only makes you human. It's a nice way to release all your emotional wounds, and there will come a day when you will stop crying and you'll be like, that incident doesn't matter to me anymore. It really doesn't. It doesn't affect me anymore. There will be a day when you feel it doesn't affect you anymore. So that really helped me. And my latest discovery is, I have realized it is very important to keep learning, of course. So I enrolled for this course. It's in finance, and every day I have to wake up at 4 o'clock, and I have always been a late riser. But this huge change of waking up at 4 o'clock for the course, because it's in collaboration with people, and say I'm learning it from people in Canada, and the course is amazing. It's taught me so much about finance, which I never knew. So it keeps me upbeat, and I thought, once I came out of college, that my learning, that I had this huge hunger to learn. And over the years, once I started working for 8-9 years, I realized that spirit had just gone, that learning spirit, because I used to enjoy going to classrooms and just learning new things. And once I took up this course, it's brought back that fire, it's brought back that college-like spirit in me. And now I want to be a learner throughout my life. Even when I'm 60, I have decided I'm going to take up courses that really help me to learn great life skills, to learn important intellectual things that one should have, to learn a lot of new knowledge that I wasn't aware of before. So yes, I that's something I learned. So enroll for a course, even if it's for 1 hour. It will help you feel so much better. You'll have something to look forward to every freaking day. So yes, these are the things that really helped me. This was my first vlog, and I hope I was helpful to you guys in some way or the other. And yeah, I want to be that person who is always there for people. You guys can of course connect with me. I'm there on Instagram, I'm on social media. You can always, reach out to me through here, and I'll always be, I'm always open. So if you guys ever want to talk, I'm always around. So yes, it's important to listen. That's one of the, when you're going through tough times, remember to talk to people, and when people are going through tough times, remember to be there for them. Do not hang up the phone on them. It's the worst thing you can do. Please be there for them. Please pick up the call when they call you. When they're crying and they're calling you, please, because this really can save lives. I cannot stress on the importance of listening to somebody going through tough times, and do not judge them. Don't tell them, oh, why do you have to be so emotional? Don't tell them all of that. No one wants to hear all of that when you're going through tough times in your life. You don't want to hear, oh, it's just a small thing. No, it's not a small thing. It might be a small thing for you, but it's not a small thing for me. So that's something I realized. So I have decided I'm going to be there for people all the time. I don't want to be mean to people who are going through tough times. That's one of the biggest lessons, because I know people who are like that. And I think you come in this world to help make this world a better place and not add to people's suffering. You should never do that. Never, never, never. And be a good human to people. Be a good human being. Listen to people. It will save lives. Trust me when I say it. I know a very good friend of mine. She was newly married, and she was having a hard time in her marriage in the initial months. And one day she called me from the terrace and said, you know what, I just cannot do this. It's just really tough for me. And she's crying and breaking down. And sometimes I thank myself. I thank God I was there to listen to her, because she said, I don't feel like that. I feel like just falling off from the top of this building. And I'm like, no. Just tell me what happened. Then she spoke out about it. And that moment I realized it's so important to listen. And now it's been like 2 years, and she's absolutely fine in her marriage. So I realize it's important to listen to people. So yes, have friends who will listen to you, and you be that friend who listens to people. And yes, these are the things that really, really help me. I hope they help you too. And yes, I'll keep uploading more videos talking about people's struggles and how they overcame their struggles in my next few videos. So I hope you like it. Thank you. Bye.